Hello everyone, welcome to GATE Academy Global, and today I am here with you for discussing regarding the PDGD and BOD course for Open Channel Flow. So my dear students, you were having many queries regarding basically the courses for Open Channel Flow, that what were the different contents which we are going to provide you regarding the contents, regarding the doubt solving and many more questions. So here this is Richa Gupta with you, and we will be dealing definitely all the doubts which you have, and secondly the contents which will be provided to you in the PDGD course. Fine. So first chapter is the introduction to Open Channel Flow, because whenever you are studying a topic, it is of utmost important to exactly know what does that chapter or what does that topic signifies, right? So here first we will be dealing the introduction part to Open Channel Flow, that is what is open channel flow, because you can't say any flow to be open channel, right? There are certain criteria, there are certain parameters based on which you classify a flow to be open channel. Similarly, after that we will be dealing with various sorts of energy which are there in the open channel flow. Find various types of energy like potential energy, kinetic energy, different types of energy we will be dealing. Now, in this, I won't be making you to write simply the formulas, I will be deriving the things, so that obviously the derivation part is not important in any case. But then also if you forget the formula, if you forget the expression, if you know the concepts, if you know the procedure how to get that formula, you will be able to do it. Although it will take 2-3 minutes extra, but definitely you will attempt such sort of questions if it's come in examination. Now, after that we will be dealing with the geometric parameters, like various parameters which you have in open channel flow. What is bed width, what is hydraulic radius, all these things we will be dealing in the geometric parameters, because first you should be clear with the terminology and then only we can proceed and solve questions. After that we will be dealing with classification of open channel flow, that is, it's not necessary that a open channel flow would be of one type only. There are various sub classifications, like it can be a steady flow, unsteady flow, uniform flow, non-uniform flow, so and the combinations of it. So basically there are so many types of flow which exist. Flow can be one dimensional, it can be two dimensional, or it can be three dimensional, fine. So our main focus is that first you should be clear what is open channel flow, its geometric parameters, its classification. Now, then you will have the different types of equations which you have in open channel flow, the various equations by the help of which you solve the questions. Then at the last, in the first chapter, we will be dealing with the velocity distribution, because the need for velocity distribution is, my dear, that whenever you want to calculate the velocity at a certain depth, you should be able to know that, okay, out of the total depth, basically I will be calculating at certain depths, because we know that from the researches that, okay, at this point, the velocity will be maximum. So all those things we will be dealing in the velocity distribution part for open channel flow. Now, the thing is, you will say, ma'am, there is no questions as such, you only dealt with the theory part. Fine, we are interested in questions, because of course in GATE examinations there will be questions. Of course, you don't have to worry regarding the velocity distribution, we will be dealing the questions. In the classification part, I will be teaching you Froude number. On the basis of that we will be dealing with questions. So you don't have to worry, it's not only that theoretical part will be taught to you, and regarding basically the basic, you can say basically the calculation part or question solving part will be left to you. No, my dear, it won't happen like that. I will be the one who will be dealing with the theoretical part as well as with the objective part also. Now, this was the first introduction to open channel flow, so that you can get a clear brief picture what exactly is open channel flow. This is of utmost important to the students basically who have no knowledge of open channel flow and they are to study open channel flow, because you know in GATE examination its weightage is 2 to 4 marks, and basically it is a small topic if you compare it with all other chapters. So if you will study this open channel flow, on an average 3 marks is your confirmed in GATE examination. So, after this, the second chapter which is important from your GATE point of view. How? First, see, I have divided it into 6 chapters and these 6 chapters, every time the first I have put introduction, because what I believe is you should be clear what it exactly is. Like, what is uniform flow? Okay, you have studied something about uniform flow, but the exact definition, the exact relation with the practical life, that is important. Fine. So that is why every time I deal with the introduction part first and then we proceed, because whenever you study a chapter, you should be clear that what does that chapter tells you. Now, second is, what are the features of uniform flow? Various features which a uniform flow signifies. Then we have the various equations with the help of which you can compute the uniform flow. Then you have most efficient channel section. This part is very important with respect to your GATE examination. How? Because rectangular, triangular, trapezoidal, although circular hasn't been asked, but since why to take a risk, I have taught you the circular channel section also. When they are called most economical or most efficient channel section, what are the criteria which they fulfill and what are the end results which you get? All this has been taught here. Now, it's not that I have told you simply the formulas, because you think that okay, PD course is there, so I would have already only told you the formulas, that okay, for rectangular these are the formulas, just mug it up and that's over. No, it's not like that, my dear. Every time I have derived all for these fours. When it is called most efficient channel section, first you should know when it is called, how it is called, what is the way to compute it, and then we have proceeded it to this portion, right? What is rectangular, triangular, trapezoidal and circular. We have proceeded to this portion. Now, in this rectangular, many a time questions has already been asked, and similarly for trapezoidal. So, all the GATE questions maximum I can say is solved by me. Fine. So, be it like for rectangular, be it for trapezoidal, all is solved by me. Now, you can have a query that, ma'am, are you doing a thing that you are completing the whole lecture and then you are giving 2 lectures in which you are solving all the questions? No, my dear, it's not like that. Suppose you have completed the topic most efficient channel section, in that you have completed the rectangular channel section. So, after that lecture, immediately the next lecture will be regarding the questions based on rectangular channel section. Similarly, when you will see the triangular channel section, immediately when you complete the triangular, you will get the question, and similar for the rest of the channel sections also. The reason is, whenever you study something, I believe that it's not you should mug it up. You should be able to apply the concepts, apply the formulas, and what are the various things which you have studied in a particular lecture, right? So, this was regarding the chapter 2 uniform flow. Chapter 3 is the energy depth relationship, where obviously as I told you, every chapter I give first the introduction of that chapter. What does that gradually varied flow signifies? Similarly, here also it is important basically when you see flow through hump and width contraction. So, critical depth, what is specific energy, and what is the channel transition, because this channel transition part is important. Flow through hump, or basically you can say width contraction. In that you have 2 cases, basically subcritical and supercritical. Now you will say, ma'am, no way you have specified subcritical and supercritical and suddenly you are using the terms. No, my dear. When it comes to classification part, I will be already making the picture clear to you what is critical, subcritical and supercritical, and then in detailed we will be moving in chapter 3. Fine. So, what will be the flow pattern when the hump is increased, when the hump is decreased, when the flow is supercritical, when the flow is subcritical, or what happens exactly when this hump and width contraction occurs together. Now, again you have a doubt, ma'am, not many questions have been asked regarding this topic in GATE examination. So, if you will tell also that 2-3 questions are there, okay fine, then how can we apply? Don't worry my dear students, I will show you. This is the booklet for your open channel flow, this one. Now, in this, the speciality of this booklet I will tell you first before we proceed further, that in this is a workbook booklet which will be provided to you when you purchase the course. Now, in this the questions has been divided into 3 broad categories, that is MCQ and NAT questions, multiple choice questions and numerical answer type question, which will be solved by me. Second is your practice question which will be solved by you, and third one is the assignment questions. Now, I will tell you the various questions which are there. In MCQ and NAT question, they are basically good questions of ESE examinations and maximum questions of your GATE examination, and you do not have to worry, all these questions will be solved of course by me. Second comes the practice questions. Now, you will have a doubt that ma'am, practice questions if we are solving, of course it is given to you for practice, then what will happen, you will have that okay fine, I got the answer, but I should know whether my approach is clear or not. Fine, whether the way I am solving the question, the procedure, the steps, is it clear or not? Okay fine, I am getting the answer, or somehow you will not get the answer also. So, what you have to do is, you do not have to worry, we will provide you the PDF solutions of the practice questions so that you can verify the process, the procedure which you have adopted in your solving questions. Now, you can have again a doubt, because many students have already asked me regarding this PDGD course that ma'am, okay fine, you have given us the practice questions, and trust me, we have given you very simple questions for practice. Now, you have a doubt that ma'am, okay fine, you have given us the practice questions, but what happens if the doubt is not cleared through the PDF? If we have again the doubt and you haven't provided the video solutions for practice questions, don't worry my dear, you will be connected to us through WhatsApp, through Facebook groups, and you will have a number also. So, in any stage of your preparation or in any questions, if you have doubt, you are free to ring up. Basically, you message us first, like we will be busy in classes or somewhere, but if you call us in maximum number of times, if you are not busy, we receive your call or we call back to you regarding what is the doubt which you face. Fine. So, you can see there is one-to-one communication between you and me, so that your doubts gets very much cleared. Fine, regarding any topic, regarding any questions if you have a doubt. So, there is a mutual interaction between you and me. Now, the third part I was telling, it is an assignment questions part. What you have in this is basically, it is the conventional part. Conventional in a sense, there are good questions from your textbooks or from your previous ESE conventional. Fine. So that your concepts get cleared. Like if you take it from flow through hum subcritical case or supercritical case, if you will solve one of the questions of assignment, your whole concepts get cleared. Okay, first I have to check whether the flow is subcritical, then I have to proceed this way, and if I have given you multiple questions in that single question, although out of these 5 questions you will be asked only one question in GATE examination, but all those 5 concepts gets cleared in a single question. So, isn't it wonderful that you have to solve one question, and based on that, if anything is asked in your GATE examination, you are able to solve it. So, this is the beauty of the open channel flow assignment questions, and this is the main specification of your GATE Academy PDGD VOD course, right. So, similarly for width contraction also there has been questions solved in your assignment questions of the booklet. Now, moving to chapter 4, gradually varied flow, in which maximum students do not understand this topic because they are not clear what is mild slope, what is regarding the flow profile. If either they know the flow profile, yet they do not know actually how the flow occurs. Like if I say that mild slope followed by steep slope, let you draw a profile, you do not know anything regarding it. Fine, or either you mug it up for 2-3 slopes. No. That is why I have given you the introduction. First, what is gradually varied flow, then we will be dealing the derivation part also. You will get a formula, and based on that we will solve questions. Then the main part comes is regarding the classification of flow profile. Here I have written it here single, but basically there are 3 different lectures, that is part 1, part 2 and part 3, because it is a lengthy topic. Lengthy topic means it is of 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So, I do not put that stress on students that I will take a single lecture of 1.5 hours and you will feel sleepy. No my dear, it doesn't happen like this. What exactly happens is, maximum I have tried that the lecture should be of 50 minutes. In some of the lectures, due to the compulsion, it is 1 hour, but nevertheless maximum is 50 minutes. Fine. So, this 50 minutes lecture is maximum, and what I have done, part 1, okay fine, if you are clear with this part 1, part 2 you will deal it later. I do not want that all the concepts should you have to study in one day. No, you clear your concept part 1 today, part 2 next day and part 3 the other day. It is also possible, and you are good with the concepts, with the memorizing part, you can study all 3 lectures in one day also. It is based on your choice. Fine. So, this is classification of flow profile. How do you classify? What are the rules which you have to follow? What is NDL? What is CDL? How the flow profile touches NDL? How it touches CDL? Everything. And trust me, the way which I have taught, I have used different color pens also, different color marker pens, so that you should exactly, the things are not hodgepodge, the things are basically arranged in a synchronized manner. The flow profile are marked with different color pens, so that you could get clear, okay ma'am, you have marked it with green, it is NDL, with red it is CDL, so that everything is clear. Fine. So, after this, the 5th chapter is regarding rapidly varied flow. It is simple, basically you can say formula based topic, but how the formula came into picture, basically for rectangular channel, for non-rectangular channel, what is momentum equation, everything, even the derivation part is being solved, and the questions of GATE examination obviously is solved by me. Now, next moving to the surges topic, which is the last chapter for your open channel flow. In this, what are surges? What are the types of surges? Like broadly we classify surges into positive surge and negative surge. But in positive surge also we have moving upstream, moving downstream. In negative surge also we have retreating upstream, retreating downstream. So, when does that phenomena occurs? When you come to know that it is positive surge moving upstream, when you come to know that it is positive surge moving downstream, everything we will be dealing in the types of surges. Now, the practical example makes you understand that whenever the gate gets opened, what happens, whenever the gate gets closed, what happens, everything is being told to you. And the last topic is your celerity in surges. Now, you have one more doubt which you have asked me already, so I am telling you in case some students have it in their mind, that you have the doubt, ma'am, you will able to do it all the things, but would you able to provide us the notes? Of course, my dear. Well, there is no much theoretical portion in this open channel flow, but wherever it is required to provide you in a systematic format, the expressions, each and everything is being provided to you. So, you do not have to worry, each and everything regarding the notes point of view, regarding the expressions, formulas, each and everything is provided to you. Fine. So, if you have any other doubt, please let me know. While this is the PDGD course workbook which you will be getting, maximum chapters have been divided into 3 parts, and wherever it is not required, like if you can say in Introduction to Open Channel Flow, there is no assignment questions required because this is the basic chapter. So, we have unnecessarily not made the subject lengthy. Whatever things, whatever formulas are required, we have provided that only. And the last thing which I have to tell you, since you have a communication problem and this PDGD course for open channel flow is for English, the course is in 100% English language only. That is, nowhere in this given lecture I have used a single bit of Hindi language. Fine. Everywhere you will find English language only, and that too not using a very tough vocabulary that goes out of your head. You do not have to worry. The English is very simple, it is very easy, and you will able, and the things which have been told to you have been told to you in a very smooth and an effective manner. Fine. And you trust me, maximum number of questions, be it of GATE or be it conceptual wise questions, are being solved. And if you have any doubts, we are available to you regarding solving your doubts. Fine. So, I hope you understood basically what is the concept, what is the picture behind the PDGD and VOD course. And for your kind information, I would like to tell you that the basic lectures are being designed in such a manner to maintain a classroom feeling. Now you can say, how can you maintain a classroom feeling? First of all, the thing is, as I was also a student, I know at maximum places where do you face doubts, right? So in that places, I am the one person who will be asking you questions, that you should ask me questions regarding that, but you forgot to ask. Now I will tell you the answer. And somewhere I will be the person who will be asking, could you tell me the following things, why does it happen? And I will give a pause for 2 minutes so that you can think about it, and then I will tell you the answer. So that your brain works, there is a mutual interaction between you and me. It's not simply like you are just opening the video lectures and you are simply writing, noting and just studying. No, there is a participation between you and me. So you can say that it is an interactive class, but okay, I am the one person who will be asking you doubts, you should think in your mind and I will be answering it. So there is no need to worry that you have to call me that, ma'am, please tell me that answer. No, it's not like that. I will be the one who will be telling you in the video lectures. Fine. So I told you all the things regarding the open channel flow, what I will be providing. There are many more things I haven't written, the workbook questions which I will be solving, the assignment questions, the subcategories which exist in these PDGD course and VOD course for open channel flow. Fine. So I hope you understood this whole basic things which are being provided to you. So keep practicing, keep studying, keep learning. So thank you.